Not all stories start with a bang. Some stories start with a squeak. The mouse was acting very peculiar. Anxiously, it scampered for the safety of Grayson's cloak. And even stranger still, Grayson didn't recognise where they were. Swiftly standing to attention, Grayson surveyed the room. It was odd. The place felt familiar, yet unfamiliar at the same time. Each bolstered by the other, and ready or not, Grayson and the mouse strode on, unsure of what lay ahead. Grayson began to wake. His body ached, and his bones rattled. Blearily, he examined the grim night before him. As his dreams quickly faded from memory, he remembered his goal. If he wanted to see his father again, to get even one step closer to home, he needed to get into that pub. But how? The metal railings were fixed into the wall. The top of one had been shorn to a sharp edge. Grayson liked to run his fingers along the metal railings, but it wasn't the time. The mouse squeaked. Something about the railings seemed useful. The Geordie lamp. This was the place. Grayson needed to find a way in. A heavy-set man stood blocking the doorway, sniffling angrily under the peak of his flat cap. The mouse had just gotten over a cold. It seemed wise to keep its distance.
Yeah, how do we, man? What's it been like you don't know this time of need, eh? Oh, bloody hell. Reet, where you's best gone, yem. Oh, sorry, you're not understanding me accent, like. Yeah, how's about this then? Go home.
The crates were perfectly stacked. Grayson didn't want to ruin them. A small tower of crates was placed next to the kitchen doorway. The mouse wasn't sure how it could help. Maybe this is my way in, Grayson pondered. There was a large pile of cigarettes on the ground. The chef must have been a heavy smoker. A small pile of ash had amassed on the windowsill. The downpipe was heavy with quick-flowing rainwater that gushed into the drain. Grayson didn't think that would help. Grayson was too young for a smoke. Newcastle was an industrial city. There was plenty of ash to go around. The mouse was too young to start dyeing its fur. The mouse had quit years ago. It was a barrel sitting on a trolley of some sort. Grayson wasn't sure what to do. Grayson remembered his uncle hammering bungs into ale barrels back at the cottage. The bung was stubborn. It wasn't going anywhere without a fight. The mouse couldn't help. It seemed a very big door for a mouse, so small.
Huh? Ah.
There was nothing to be done. The day's market must have been eventful, Grayson thought, staring at the broken table. The bag looked sad and sodden. The mouse stayed in Grayson's hut where it was nice and dry. The bag was cold and wet to touch. Grayson tossed it aside. Vaseline, that always comes in handy, Grayson thought. The tin was stuck. Grayson would have to find another way to dislodge it. These perishables look perished, Grayson thought. Grayson wasn't that hungry. The mouse flared its nostrils, inhaling the rotten stench. Ah, a good vintage, it seemed to say. There was nothing to be done. Who would leave a perfectly good pair of hoof nippers just lying around, Grayson thought. Grayson had no horse to tether. Grayson had no horse to tether. The tin was stuck. Grayson would have to... It didn't look useful. There must have been... Grayson couldn't get the angle right. He needed another way to open the tin. That did the trick. The lid flew off the tin, leaving its base intact. Grayson didn't think that would work. After an initial struggle, the bung popped from the barrel and out poured its sweet-smelling contents.
some noise, eh? Ah, it's those bloody urchins again, I bet. Yeah! If I see yous again, yous are getting in the soup, burning butter special.
Eric! What the bloody hell are you doing, man? That stew should have been done an hour ago. Get in and get to work.
Doylan.
I am coming. I was just sorting the special ingredient.
That did the trick. The chef left the door wide open. Grayson was elated. But it began to dawn on him. The chef was still at his station, alert as ever. Grayson needed a distraction. Hang on, Grayson thought.
Better leave it alone, like.
What's that sound? Ash, hot with ember, floated down, extinguishing on the barrel's sodden top. An idea began to form in Grayson's mind. With a plan in place, Grayson and the mouse got to work. Grayson removed the lid. Ah, empty. Well, except for some wood shavings. It didn't look useful. Grayson placed the wood shavings in his satchel. The wood shavings were alight. But it didn't look particularly impressive. How can I aggravate the flames? Grayson thought. A bag of flour sat on the shelf, squashed, fraying at the seams. Grayson spotted a bottle of gin. It looked full, and strong, no doubt. The mouse pointed its snout towards the shelf enthusiastically. It was too far to reach. What a leap! The mouse had done it. Now it was time to get to work. The shelf had a sheer edge. The mouse would fall if it wasn't careful. We needed to find a safer way down. The shelf was half collapsed on one side, held up by a sack of flour. The mouse cocked its head curiously. It seemed to be devising a plan. The shelf was held up. The mouse narrowed it. The bottle was far too heavy to push. The mouse had to find another way to get it to Grayson.
Huh? Bloody thing won't stay shut. I'll sort it later. I'm behind as it is. What? How the...
Eric? What? God's sake, man! This place is a mess!
It wasn't me, Addy. Oh, it was...
I don't want to hear it, Eric. Get this cleaned up. That soup ready.
It's not right yet. It needs to reduce just a little bit.
Leave it. Just... leave it. Wait there.
So this... Oof, yeah, that's the stuff. That'll get me through. Ah, back to work.
The chef was tipsy, but the gin was well within eyeline. Grayson needed a distraction.
Ha! God no, stinging rat! Get out me kitchen! I'll kill...
Eric, are you daft? What are you doing and get to work? Please!
Sorry, Mara. Back to it!
The chef was tipsy, but the gin was well... Grayson...
Ha! God no, stinging rat! Get out me kitchen! I'll kill...
Eric, are you daft? What are you doing and get to work? Please!
Sorry, Mara. Back to it! Crisis averted. Shit.
Eric, where are you? Why is this kitchen still a mess? What?
Addy, Mara, now listen. I don't know what's been happening.
Don't marry me, you shit! You're sacked! Done! Finished! Gone! Before I wring your sodden neck!
Addy, please, just hear me out, like... Rats! What if it was... rats? All along.
Yeah!
Bloody hell!
Right. Yeah.
Grayson felt ready, anxious, determined. Looking down at the mouse once again, one bolstered by the other, they entered the pub, ready to meet their fate head-on. Just one more step on the road back home, back to Grayson's father.